Yeah, I will. I will go brokering and try to find you a buyer.
Okay.
What are you hoping to sell? What do you want to sell it for? And what's your bottom dollar you'll take for it?
Well, okay. I mean, the thing is worth 250,000. I know I'm obviously not going to get full price for it. I'm fine with half 125. Lowest I'll go is 75. So really anything over 125 is a good thing.
All right. Yeah. Knowing that information, I will attempt to find a seller for the air raft.
Okay. Let's see here.
Oh, you didn't do the introduction, by the way, did you?
I have not yet. Welcome to Behind the Claw. We are picking up where we left off last week. These guys have taken a cruise liner or passenger cruiser to Flammarion, where they have been promised that they can pick up a Scout's logistics craft, which is an A2 hero class far trader. And all they have to do is go to the Flammarion Scout base and pick it up. So what we forgot to do is, the Scouts are paying for their passage aboard the Roberta Diane, but they're not going to pay for cargo. And these guys have a G-bike and an air raft, and so we are retconning and backing up here and selling the air raft. Audrey's opted to pay for the shipping to ship her G-bike. Let's see here. I'm looking for broker. Go ahead and make a broker plus social check.
Me?
Yes.
Alrighty. Broker plus social. A 10.
Great. So you do after about 4 hours in Biter's starport, you do find somebody that'd be more than happy to take it off your hands for you. You can go ahead and make a broker plus intellect check, and this one will take you. You'll negotiate back and forth with this guy for about another 4 hours, but you do succeed. You can get 128,000 credits for it.
I'll accept that.
There you go. Air raft is sold.
And I will go and find Casimir, and I'll say, here is.
I was only able to sell it for 50,000.
It crossed my mind to take a fee, but I'm gonna be generous and say that I didn't take a fee. Here's 128,000 credits.
Oh, well, thanks, Cap. Yeah, okay. You know what? I'll pay for your cabin then. Least I could do.
Paid for it.
Well, now I feel bad. Okay, well, I'll pay for your drugs next time you need any.
I've never taken drugs in front of you.
Well, maybe you should. I am your doctor after all.
Are you a doctor or a drug addict?
Doctor. I think I've only used combat stims once, and that was even outside of the campaign.
The heck? All right, hold on just a
No,
second
I want
here.
all of us to try to save our money because we're gonna need it. Because once we get to our
Yeah,
ship,
to retrofit the rust bucket that we're gonna get. Yeah.
I personally am gonna be setting aside 500,000 of my own credits to help upgrade it. To get a couple of things I want to get for it.
Oh, great space cabin. How much money do you have?
More. More than 500,000, but I'm gonna give 500,000 in for the ship, because I may also want to hire additional peons, and it's gonna cost maintenance money. We're gonna have to, who knows how good of a condition it's in.
Good word, Captain. Peons. I don't hear that word too often nowadays.
Oh,
well, come to the Zojani area and
you'll hear it every day, yes.
While we read your minds and occasionally brain blast you.
Don't forget about the thought police.
Oh yeah. You're thinking positive thoughts, right, Casimir?
They can run hydroponics on the ship.
I don't know. I'd like to siege dent. Sounds nice.
Hold on just a moment.
I mean, allegedly this ship can hold like 10 crew, so we could actually have a few passengers and as well as cargo the first trip wherever we go.
Well, let's take possession of the ship first, Cap. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you guys are already planning, and you haven't even seen the ship yet. All right, there we go.
It's full of space worms, don't you know?
It's probably haunted.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, good thing we got at least 2 psychics on our team.
I'm also planning. I've already been designing a brand new uniform for me and Clanker. You're gonna love it.
The fact that you're designing a custom uniform for being captain of a far trader is probably the peak funny part. I mean, most of these guys wear mismatched, flight suits, onesies.
Yeah, that's why nobody loves them.
See, I'm planning to spend like 2,000 credits on me and Clanker's uniform to get him quick.
I'll get a patch. Yeah, why not? I mean, definitely not a uniform because, well, okay, sorry, Cap, not the kind of uniform you're going to design, but I'll definitely get a patch.
Well, I mean, right now we all are wearing crew jumpers, except, well, I actually don't know what I would be wearing right now as a passenger.
Probably, yeah, you're probably all. You guys can be wearing Hawaiian shirts and shorts. I mean, this is the Roberta Diane. This is a typical 1,200-ton passenger cruiser. It is a workhorse of the space lanes as far as passenger ships go. So your previous statements of that this is not a Disney cruise line, this is more like a Royal Caribbean, are probably closer to the truth. In fact, it's probably worse than even a Royal Caribbean. So these things are they're comfortable. I mean, you guys are in the luxury suites, but upgrading from the typical staterooms to high or luxury is not a vast improvement over the standard staterooms that are offered on the lowest deck. There are no duty-free shops. There are no casinos. There's not a whole lot to do. There is a theater, so there is shipboard entertainment, and the food is even the food is like it's fair. It's not fantastic. It's not luxurious. You can have some better food ordered and delivered to your cabins by one of the 3 stewards that is aboard. But aside from that, this is a very utilitarian passenger ship. This is this is more like taking a Greyhound bus versus flying first class on an airplane. So, even if you have the more luxurious seats on a Greyhound bus, it's still a bus, and it's still going to take you a long time to get there.
I was going to say, like,
you still have to get into a fight to use the bathroom.
Yeah, I'm traveling next week, right? And my options were to take a bus, or pay extra and take the train. I'm taking the train.
Yeah, the train. Yeah, I'll admit, I've been on a train a couple of times, and it's a pretty comfy ride. I will say.
Yeah, plus I'm paying for a business class train, which is just actively nice. So
yeah.
Because like 5 hours, right? And I've taken a long time ago. I actually ended up taking it's basically a Greyhound, but it wasn't like Greyhound specifically. From New York to Texas and then back. That was probably the worst 4 days of my life. Well, okay, I shouldn't say that, but it was definitely not the most pleasant 4 days of my life.
Yeah, I can imagine. So this is more like what this passenger cruiser is. And you're going to be you're going to be on this for probably close to 8 weeks. Now, these guys have upgraded. Well, Casimir and Zerzi have upgraded to luxury staterooms, whereas Orion, who is sadly out with upset stomach, ate something that didn't agree with him. But Orion and Audrey just stayed on the lower deck in their paid-for staterooms, and I mean, like I said, it in addition to the theater, it does have a pool. So there's some entertainment. This this would be like, I mean, we're coming up with all these analogies. It would be like staying at the La Quinta or La Quinta hotels as opposed to the Hilton. This, the food is mediocre. I mean, the pancake machine shits out stale pancakes, no matter how fresh the batter is, and but hey, there's a pool and a movie theater, so there's that. No duty-free shopping or anything like that. But they are planning to spend some time, in ports. The first, of course, is going to be, and let me guys over here. The first is in Warden, where you guys just came from Warden, not more than a couple of weeks ago, and really, I would say nothing in Warden has changed since you were just here. It is a high traffic area, and let me. Oh wait, no, that's because I misspelled it. Why is that? I have to know what I'm looking for in order to know what I need to type in to search for it. I'm into one of those. Here we go. Okay, so this compendium is pissing me off because it is near useless, but that is okay because I have the chart right here. So let's see. It has a high port, that is +3. It is high traffic, so that is a +2. But it is a border system, +0. It is not wild space, and it is not empty space. Thank God for you. So that's a D66 +5. Need to roll these individually so I know what I'm rolling D66, not adding them together. There's a 4 and a 4, which comes out to 49. Why is there no 49? What? Well, that's odd. I guess that's a nothing? This is very peculiar. So I'm looking on page 155 of the core rulebook, update 2022. And this is a D66 table that should go from 1 to whatever. And there's no 49. It goes from 46 to 51.
Well, yeah, how are you supposed to roll a 9?
Well, so at the top under encounters it says high port is DM+3, high traffic DM+2.
Okay, I see. So
But
there are modifiers.
yeah, it skips. So I'm gonna guess that is nothing. So yeah, I mean it is the typical stay in Warden. The ship is planning to be here for 3 days. Um, there are there are discounts on tours if you were just here 2 weeks ago. In fact, you guys went down into the desert and you tooled around. I believe it was Warden, wasn't it? I want to say it was. Maybe no, it was Warden. I'm right. I knew I wasn't crazy. So this is the area where there is the patterned desert, and there are some people who think that these patterns in the desert are from alien, ancient technology, but the experts are saying that it's actually anaerobic life forms, bacteria and whatnot, and fungal mass that they grow into these very interesting patterns in the desert. You guys took your the G bike and the air raft down there, and you tooled around in the desert. So they are offering, of course, because it is a cruise liner, there are discounts for passenger ships or shuttles that'll go down and let people get a closer view of it. That's up to you if you want to do that. You're here on Warden for 3 days, is essentially, and really nothing has happened. You're docked at the high port, just as it was last time. The concourse of the high port is filled with cargo traffic and people selling various cargoes for speculative buys. I mean, if you wanted to, you could do some speculative trade, and that could take the form of one of two things. You could purchase a cargo and then turn right around and attempt to sell it to somebody else because you don't have your own ship. Or you could purchase some cargo and then turn around and pay the Roberta Diane the freight fees for however much cargo you purchase to move it on to the next destination and hope that you recoup what you paid there. So, however, if that's something you want to do, we can of course do that. But otherwise, spending 3 days here is going to be pretty boring. You were just here, and let's face it. There's other than the patterns in the desert, there's not a lot to see on Warden. I have to stop and restart. No, man, I know exactly what you're doing. I have to stop and restart my camera when it does that. Put your hands close to it.
Yep. I'm gonna be kind of lazy. I'm basically staying aboard ship, just kind of relaxing.
Soaking in the pool. I think it has hot tubs too. Doesn't it?
So it's not too bad, but still.
Maybe not. Got staterooms. Yeah, it's got 2 6-person hot tubs, a theater, and a swimming pool.
Honestly, that's not terrible. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, my guy's being pretty lazy. He's just wanting to get this 8-week trip over with. So he's trying to do whatever he can to kind of just relax and kind of just process everything he's been through over all these many months and just get ready for the next step.
Okay. What about Casimir? You just
well, like I said, I purchased a crate of space rum. I purchased a bunch of probably several boxes worth of anti-hangover medication.
Sure.
I purchased several terabytes worth of the latest movies and video games. And load them into my fancy cabin, since goodness knows, and probably look for escorts. I don't know.
I'm sure you could find escorts on Warden.
Yeah, like
positive.
it's a spaceport, and Traveler is like a
Right.
Age of Sail, but in space. So yeah, there's plenty of those.
Yeah, and Warden's a high trade port, so yeah, you can find space lot lizards all over the spaceport. The rum, we'll say, will cost you a case of rum.
I can't imagine the whole shebang is going to cost me more than 1,000. Like
probably not.
Yeah, so I'll spend 1,000 and just say that that's my entertainment.
The case of rum will cost you 600. That's 12 bottles. That'll cost you 600 credits. And for the anti-hangover meds, I'm going to say that that's probably medicinal drug. It might be panaceas. Yeah, it's probably panaceas. 800 credits for the panaceas.
Okay, so 2,000 then. Whatever. Sure, yeah. Good enough.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, there is not an alcohol made from the giant growths on the planet. That would be interesting, though.
I was going to say, really, because
that could be a future market.
If something has carbon in it, you can make alcohol from it.
That's true. That's true.
You know, it won't be necessarily good. Good.
And you might go blind from it, but
yeah. What's left without a little risk? My God, literally yesterday I was watching videos and I saw some dude that looks like an Appalachian stereotype just down, like just like 2 seconds down a mason jar full of Appalachian, product. Fuck, man, that's just impressive.
That's terrifying. Insane. That is terrifying.
It's terrifying. Yeah. That's the kind of person you think should be on the list. But god damn,
I can drink, and even I've had White Lightning, and I'm like, oh no, that's too much. You might as well just drink Everclear at that point. But so what's Audrey doing on Warden?
All right. Well, I guess she'll go on one of the giant blob tours.
Okay.
And then wander around the ship and drink the water out of the swimming pool, and then try to go into the power plant room and see if it needs any maintenance.
So, it costs you 50 credits for the typical tour, and the tour basically you're on board a shuttle, and they fly over. And honestly, the probably better service from the steward on the shuttle than what you get on the passenger cruiser. And there's the steward is doing double duty of serving drinks to people and basically narrating, information about these patterns that form in the pattern desert of Warden. Pretty. Like I said, you were already down there in person. You saw it up close and personal. This passenger shuttle doesn't get. Well, it might get a little closer than that. Maybe like this. And so you get a little bit of a closer view. But like I said, you were already down there. And they talk about the scientific aspect of what some of the Scout Service scientists have discovered about the anaerobic life on Warden and blah, blah, blah. They don't get into too overly scientific stuff. It's more layman stuff. Kind of like when you go on a whale watching tour. You're being told this stuff, and it's being dumbed down by, an oceanographer or, a sea life biologist kind of person. They're having to talk down so that normal people can understand what they're talking about, that kind of thing. It's, like I said, you were already down here, so it's mildly relaxing, and that's about it. You take back up to the Roberta Diane. Let's see if I can find... Yeah. So engine room is on deck 1 and 2, or upper and middle deck. It is completely off limits to passengers. You have to have not only key card access, but you also have to have biometrics to even unlock the iris valve doors to get in.
Sad face. Then Audrey goes to the common room.
Okay, so yeah, you guys spend 3 days here. You pass the time drinking, swimming, watching movies, and eating the mediocre food that's in the common areas. And the Roberta Diane, after 3 days, goes ahead and makes a jump again. She is J3. Where's she going from here? Probably Smaug would be the wisest jump. And from, again, in Smaug, she's only planning on spending a day because, there's nothing at Smaug. It does have a high port, but it's not overly interesting here. There's nothing really to see on the main world. It's basically just a fuel stop. 58. Oh, this is so weird. There's no 58 either. There is a 53. Everybody can make a recon plus intellect check. Casimir got it. Audrey did not. Zerzy? I cannot hear Zerzy.
What? Sorry.
Make a recon plus intellect check. Nice.
A 10.
So both Zerzy and Casimir, as you are, they're not even really, if you want to disembark, you can at the high port of Smaug, but in all honesty, there's really no reason to. Like I said, this is another trade port. It's mostly just a fuel stop, and you're not expected to be here more than 24 hours. But you two do notice that there is, in port, you notice that there is another scout ship. That is docked very near to you.
It's probably unsurprising. I imagine that scout ships are not.
It is not
an uncommon sight. Yeah.
No. In fact, I would probably guess at this port alone, there are 6 other scout ships. The Suliban class scout is the most prolific ship in charted space. The second most, of course, is the Beowulf class free trader.
Okay, so what's so special about this one? The one that we're paying noticed.
It's like 3 bays over from where the Roberta Diane is docked, and you can notice looking out of your windows of your luxury staterooms. You note that this one still has all of the. It looks like it's been painted black. And it has like muted scout service symbols on it. Like you really have to look, and it only is visible when one of the ship crews comes by and kind of flashes exterior lights on it. That's how dim the paint, the logo schemes are. like if you're just looking at it, it's very difficult to read the registry number on the ship.
Is this what? So it's like a stealth hull or something, or just happens to be that way?
It sounds like it's like an undercover police car where it's like they're all black and you have to look at the just right light to see like police wrote on it.
Nah.
I think it's like that.
I can give you a picture.
As far as Urza can tell, he's on vacation. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
Clanker's probably occasionally going to Casimir's room to see if he needs anything, because Clanker's just doing his steward shit right now.
He's just being a steward, yes.
He's not carrying his guns on him. They're staying in my room, but...
Yeah, that would probably be a good idea.
You will drink your tea whether you like it or not.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, if this undercover police scouters are not going to pay attention, then we're not going to pay attention to them.
Okay. Here's what it looks like. Come on, roll 20, you can do it.
Yeah, that's a real neat looking ship.
Yeah, that's about the only interesting thing you see in Smaug. 24 hours later, they make for the 100 diameter jump limit and jump again. This time they're jumping for Caliburn. I have to look at Caliburn. See, that would be in Sword World. Wow, really? That's it? Maybe they're listing it in District 269. Or 268, rather. Indeed they are. Oh, no. Well, that's weird. Not a whole lot of info on it. So it is a... there is no main world here. It is a asteroid belt. Let me see what we know about Caliburn. 000514. That should be easy to remember. Asteroid field, no atmosphere, no water, or 0 to 5% water. 514. Hundreds of thousands of people live in the asteroid belts of Caliburn. Owned by a company or corporation. I would be willing to bet. Now I'm curious. I'm as curious as anybody else. Let's see here. It says multiple corporations. So basically, this is multiple corporations here that are just mining the shit out of Caliburn. Population is about 900,000 sophonts. It is considered a non-industrial world because it's too small to support a complete chain of production. But there are these asteroid colonies that exist in the belt here. It has a ruling government type company or corporation, basically corporate outposts that seem to all be working together nicely. I would say there's probably Ling Standard Products in here. There's probably Stern Metal Horizons, a couple of different companies that are operating in here. And low level is 4. Light assault weapons and submachine guns are banned. Cloth armor and below is banned. Not going to stay here for very long. It's a fueling restop. Again, not going to be in port for longer than 24 hours. Anybody have any plans while you are in Caliburn?
No.
Ooh, okay. This is going to make for a real quick trip. Oh, and you can add 2 weeks to your study periods.
Oh, okay.
Alrighty.
And 2 weeks.
I lost my... There we go. All right. 24 hours in port. She jumps again. To Bowman, another asteroid system. Bowman's a little bit more populated, though. There's a lot more comings and goings. You guys have been in Bowman before. Again, you've pretty much traveled this route recently. This time they're going to be in port for about 3 days. There is plenty of taverns and bars in the main Bowman system. In fact, where did it go? There is a there's a big port around a gas giant in here it is in Bowman. Still has Scander on there, but around Bowman Prime, right there is where you're currently docked at the high port. Mostly it's a corporate town, but that also means that because this. So originally, Bowman was, and when I say originally, up until the very, very recent past, Bowman was a bunch of small independent mining families and small independent businesses that were mining. And then recently, Ling Standard Products came in and has set up a big mega corporation style strip mining of the asteroid belts. The tension in Bowman is exceptionally high. In fact, 2 and a 3. While in port, there is a micrometeor storm. Everybody can roll. So there's a minor emergency aboard the ship and the station as micrometeors, possibly from a bad mining situation somewhere further out, has created a micrometeor storm, and these micrometeors come and kind of are drawn into the gravity of Bowman Prime and slam into the high port and the Roberta Diane. Everybody give me a athletics dex or just 2D plus your dex modifier check.
Athletics. 30.
Uh-oh. All right. She is. So you guys are aboard ship, and the warning alarms go off. The ship's hull has been slammed and cored, actually holed through in a couple of spots by these micrometeors. Audrey, the alarms are going off, and you're hearing a standard computerized voice saying in both Anglic and Villani. It's repeating the same thing over, that all passengers should get into emergency vac suits as soon as possible, and it's giving pointers on where these are located. Each cabin has an emergency station that has a typical first aid kit and an emergency vac suit. Audrey is able to get... So, Audrey, you have your choice. You can either use the emergency vac suit that's supplied there, or you can, of course, unpack your own. It's up to you.
I guess Audrey puts on her own vac suit.
Okay. So you suit up. Give me a vac suit plus dexterity check.
Okay. Vac suit. Dexterity.
So you're having a little bit of it's not that you're having trouble getting on the suit, it's that you're having to unpack it out of your duffel bag and all this other crap that you've got, and you're taking a little bit longer than usual, but you are able to get into your suit, and you can hear the hissing sound of escaping atmosphere. So you are fully aware that there is there needs to be an expediency to this, and so it takes you a little bit before you get into your suit, but you do finally get in. Same thing, Casimir, you make it in time. You do not hear any escaping atmosphere, but you have heard the telltale, that tinking sound, as tink 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 tink, as micrometeors hit the hull of the Roberta Diane. And you're hearing the same alarm. All passengers should get in, seek an emergency vac suit and suit up. Do you want your suit, or do you want to use the emergency vac suit?
No, I mean, my suit is obviously going to be better than anything they have. I'm the crazy person that comes with their own parachute into the plane. So, yes. Yeah. On the other hand, I do have military training, so...
Nice. You unpack yours. You were smart enough that you kept it, military training, you kept your vac suit towards the top of the duffel bag, and so you get suited up. Zerzi, on the other hand,
I was probably taking a nap.
You were probably taking a nap, and you are awoken by the alarms, and you can make another recon plus intellect check.
A 12.
So you see that there is a hole through, let's see, so you're in this room. There is a hole through this wall that exits this wall, and it is about the size of my fist, and there is atmosphere quickly exiting. You can see that the automatic hull sealant is starting to try to close around this hole, but it's big enough that you're not sure that it's going to be 100% successful. And over the intercom, you can hear the computer voice saying, all passengers, please remain calm. Move to the emergency vac suit dispensary unit, and please use the first aid kit if there are any potential injuries first. And then it repeats in Volani.
Would Clanker, with his mechanic skill, be able to help patch the hole, or is this more of a I just need to get out of the room with my stuff?
Yes to both. I mean, your Clanker's not going to be having a problem if the room loses atmosphere and there's a vacuum in here. But yes, he might be able to assist in repairing the hull. You, on the other hand, you're not going to do so well in vacuum. Your blood will boil out your ears. And, air's, I like air. Air's good.
Yeah, I'll probably drag my stuff, including my HV suit, out the door and just tell Clanker to try to patch the hole. And if he can't patch it, then just come find me.
Okay. Go ahead and make a... are you grabbing the emergency vac suit? Or
no, I got my own HEV suit.
Okay, so you grab your bag and you book it for the door. Give me Athletics, dexterity, or 2D plus your dex modifier.
Just do the 2D plus my dex modifier, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm not athletic at all.
Me
An
neither.
8.
Holy shit, you got it. So you roll out, you grab your duffel bag, you tell Clanker to fix it as fast as you can, and you get out of the room and you shut the door. And as soon as the door shuts, the door panel, so normally there's a red light for lock, there's a green light for open, for green. It's unlocked, ready to open. The light changes to a yellow color, which as soon as that door shuts, it seals. And it's not going to open again until there is atmosphere on the other side of that cabin, or on the other side of that bulkhead. Go ahead and make a mechanic check for Clanker. I forget what. There we go.
A 9.
Nice. So he is able to do that. It takes him about 10 minutes total between the two. He goes over and he pulls out next to the emergency vac suit, there is an emergency hull sealant kit. He opens that and he gets right to sealing or patching these 2 holes, and which is good because there's only really enough of these sealants. This is exactly what this is kind of for. There's only enough in there to really do like maybe 5 or 6 holes, and so he patches these 2 and gets it taken care of, and the light goes back to green. Within about 5 minutes after he's done, and you can re-enter. There are not only are the engineers and mechanics aboard the Roberta Diane, they're kind of moving all about, trying to get this patched up and fixed so that she can go once again, kind of leave port. But there's also mechanics and engineers from the high port that are trying to assist as much as possible. It seems Roberta Diane, being one of, not really the largest ship, but she's in that mid-range class of ships that are here. She took the brunt of it, as well as the space station. Because of the damage, Roberta Diane's going to be in port for an additional 3 days. So instead of the 3 days originally planned, you're going to be here for just over a week, or just under a week. There she is. And so, I mean, you're kind of stuck in Bowman for 6 days total. Any additional plans?
I'm gonna have them move my luxury cabin to another luxury cabin.
Okay.
I was gonna tell them, look, I patched it for you, but I still want a different cabin.
Well, by the end of the 6 days, it will be completely repaired, like nothing happened.
Okay. All right, I'll stay in mine, but I'll make sure to get a brand new sealant thing.
So Roberta Diane's normal. So she makes this same trip. She is well known in Bowman. She makes the same trip. It's not exactly the same every time, but the start port and end ports are always the same. She always starts or ends in Biter, and she always starts or ends in Daria. And so she is the Greyhound bus. She makes this trip starting from here in Biter, and she kind of goes down and around the bottom half, and then kind of comes back up here to Meyer? No, Darien. So she comes up here to Darien, and this is a usual trip for her. But you're in port for another 6 days. I mean, at Bowman, are you doing anything additional? I mean, there are plenty of drinking establishments, fast food, and gambling establishments in Bowman. And brothels.
Yeah, let's avail ourselves of the local color, I guess.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, how much you guys want to spend? I mean, I would say that for 3 days, I mean, it really is on you how much you want to spend on booze and hookers.
Yeah, probably like 500.
There you go. In addition, everybody can make a Recon plus Intellect check, or you can make a computer, electronics, computers plus Intellect or Education check. Your choice.
Ooh, okay. Electronics.
Nice. So you all pick up various news articles from the Traveler News Service that down here in District 268, the situation on Tarkeen is kind of escalating. So there is the Trexelon technical consortium that has now kind of ingratiated themselves into the rebellion that's been going on Tarkeen, and they have pretty much taken matters over, and it is more or less making for a rather tense situation. Now, the Trexelon technical consortium is a big pain in the ass throughout much of District 268, and they are completely in opposition to District 268 becoming a full part of the Third Imperium. While most of the other world governments, most of them, not all, are kind of pro becoming the Imperium. Right now, 268 is kind of, this entire subsector is more or less considered a, I guess you could say a protectorate, which is anything that is moving towards becoming a formal part of the Imperium. These subsectors are kind of listed as districts. So District 268 is that one step away from becoming a part of the Imperium. And Trexelon, the technical consortium, is kind of a thorn in the side, and they are kind of becoming like an IRA kind of situation where they're doing terrorist attacks and things like that. The whole situation on Tarkeen with the Trexelon consortium is kind of really muddying the waters, and now there are accusations from Dahlia, as well as several of the delegates from the Third Imperium. They are claiming that the Trexelon Technical Consortium had the royal family of Tarkeen murdered. They're still in the news that nobody knows what happened to the princess, Farella, who you dropped off on Elizabeth. But this is all current news in District 268. So after 6 days, you guys jump again, and you finally reach Flammarion. And you can add another 3 weeks to your study periods.
I need to do a roll.
Sure. What are you rolling?
Broker.
Sure. Go ahead and make a broker plus education check.
Education or intellect?
Education, because you're learning it.
Okay.
You're doing the book learning.
I fail. God damn it.
So, that only means you're 8 weeks down. What's your broker right now?
It's at 1.
Okay, so from 1 to 2, it is 2 8-week periods. So,
right.
you're only down 8 weeks. Was this your first or second 8-week period?
Oh, actually, no, I wasn't supposed to roll because I was at. This is my 13th week, so I thought it was my 12th for some reason. Never mind.
Never mind then. Anybody else need to make a roll?
Nope.
Not yet.
Okay.
Getting close.
So you guys finally make it to Flammarion, and Flammarion is they have a port here called Starport Liberty. I wonder, did I indeed did. This is the Flammarion system. And around Flammarion is Starport Liberty, which is Flammarion is 100% a third Imperium world and system. And Starport Liberty, they have a naval base here. They have a scout base here. There's all sorts of stuff. And you guys disembark from Roberta Diane. This was as far as your tickets would carry you. Your G-Bike, of course, is unloaded onto Starport Liberty. And you make your way to the scout base. And when you come into the scout base, you see that there is a bunch of individuals. You can see through a glass window. There's a pudgy little man that's standing behind a counter. He's wearing a set of scout overalls, and he's got various grease stains. Looks like he is helping out, working in the shop, and you can see through an open window in the back there are a number of ships that are scout ships that are docked, and that their crews are the scout mechanics and whatnot are various types working on them. And he looks up and he says, he kind of looks you up and down and goes, you lot don't look like normal scouts. You must be off service. What can I help you with?
We're here for our ship.
Says, what's the name of your ship?
We're here to pick up the HighnDry, but we are renaming it.
Says, okay. And he looks over his records, and he looks over his shoulder and looks out the window and goes, okay, well, where'd you park it?
Well, we're here to claim it. We didn't park it here.
He says, wait. No. He goes, and he taps away on the computer, and he goes, oh, those idiots. He goes, I'm really sorry about this. There's been a clerical error. Where did you come from? Where did they tell you to come here and pick it up?
I hand him all the information I was given.
And he kind of looks at it and he goes, oh, okay, so the scout base on Biter. He goes, there's been some kind of screw up in either the paperwork or whatnot. He goes, so here's the situation, guys. I'm happy to help you out here, except that the HighnDry isn't here at the Flammarion base. The previous crew of dunderheads that had that thing treated it like crap. They missed 2 years worth of yearly maintenance, and you can see as he's describing their lack of maintenance, his face is getting redder and redder, and like the vein in his forehead is starting to stick out. He goes, "Those idiots! They skipped on 2 years of maintenance, even though it was completely 100% paid for. They were just too damn lazy to do it, and then finally." Its maneuver drives and jump drive gave out, and they crash landed it on Woolston, and it's been stuck there ever since. I don't even know where it's at. He goes, they came here after they crashed it on Woolston and expected us to go and assist them in recovering it, and we told them to get the fuck out of here. We don't want anything to do with them anymore. So they've been drummed out of the scouts, and we don't have the ship. So here's the deal. And he kind of looks over the paperwork. He goes, you got a couple of options here. The first one is if you want to go recover the ship, and first of all, if you want to recover the ship from Woolston and you bring it back here to Flammarion, you're going to have to do a little bit of repairs when you find it, but you can limp it back here to Flammarion. The Scout Service will pay to do a complete refit on the ship. Free of charge. And then you have a couple of options. According to this paperwork, you can, your first option is that you can take a 2-year, basically a 2-year favor, borrow the ship from the Scout Service. He says, The benefit of that, of course, is that all the maintenance periods, all you have to do is you just go into a scout service base and we'll do the maintenance on it for free, and then you take off again. The cons are that if there is some kind of need, which we will also compensate you for, but if there's some kind of need that the scout service has, you'll need to pick up some cargo and move it to a scout base for us. But that's pretty unlikely to happen. The other option is, I mean, let's be honest here. HighnDry is 150 years old, at least. I mean, she's getting to the age where even the scout service is going to want to send her either to a shipbreaker or sell her. I would think that if you wanted to purchase her at, say, a 30% discount, we would be willing to sell her to you outright. Or, I'm sorry, for 30% of the purchase cost. She's government surplus, so our mileage is your savings.
And how much would that cost?
Well,
because I have money, but not that much money.
Well, I mean, like most crews, you probably have to get a mortgage, but there's ship mortgages available here on Flammarion. Let's see here. What are we looking at? I clicked on the wrong ship. There we go. So, A2 class Far Trader. Purchase cost is 51.7905 mega credits. Well, she'd normally cost you 51.7905 mega credits. The Scout Service would be willing to let her go to you for 15.5371 mega credits.
I will need to have a quick meeting with my my friends here.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and talk away and take your time.
Do you have like a meeting room or something we can talk in?
Yeah, there's a side room. He just let you in. It's like going into a side room in like a tire shop, and there's like a popcorn maker and like a coffee maker in there. He goes, help yourself, and he shuts the door and lets you guys talk.
What do you guys want to do about this?
Oh, wow. 15 mega credits? We don't have that much money.
Well, no, we take out a loan that we have to repay.
Or you can have a contract for 2 years. But it does put you on the hook. They'll pay for all the maintenance costs, but it puts you on the hook that if the Scouts service says they need you to take cargo somewhere, you're pretty much obligated that you have to do that.
So I mean, I'm not necessarily averse to that.
But that contract's only good for 2 years.
Right, that contract's only good for 2 years.
I mean, ideally, we can find a better ship within 2 years.
That's what I'm thinking.
It just, even if we trade the ship to somebody else, be like, listen, it's all the maintenance is taken care of. You just have to occasionally help the Scout Service with transportation if they need it.
Hey, how badly? I was just thinking about that crash landed ship. I wonder if we could fix that up. Anyway.
Oh, the Sword World ship?
Yeah.
No.
that thing ain't that.
In pieces.
Fubar.
Yeah.
It's a total loss. But Audrey would want to do the choice where we would serve the Scout Service reserve for 2 years.
Okay. So you guys, are you in agreement that you all want to do Scout Service, or do you want to buy it? What do you think, Cersei?
I see. Making me take the captain's charity. Well, I wonder if we can sweeten the deal so they'll go get the ship for us, or do we have to go pick up this thing off the
Nope, they don't have.
planet?
They have no extra scouts to be going and picking up a junker.
Well, we're
ship.
gonna need to. Well, we're gonna need to borrow one of their ships anyway because we have no other way of getting there.
Oh no,
True.
no. I mean, if you bring that up to him, I mean, so you're leaning towards the going into the scout service, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I have conditions, but yes.
So, no need to loan you a ship. He says that there is a crew of a far trader that is, or I'm sorry, a free trader, I believe. Let me double check this. Yeah, it's a free trader. J1 free trader, or wait, maybe it is. Look. No. It is a J1 free trader, a Beowulf class, that is heading towards Walston. Will be there in roughly 6 weeks. Leaving from Flammarion, he's sure that he can talk to the captain and get you birds there, and they can just drop you off on Walston. They're going to be heading up from Walston towards Gun. So, he's sure that he can get you birds there.
So we're gonna have to go with these guys, go 6 weeks out, find our ship, repair our ship, bring it 6 weeks back here, repair and retrofit it. And
technically speaking, so a free trader is J1. A far trader, which is what the HighnDry is, if she's operating properly, is a J2. So you should be able to get back to Flammarion for the refit in half the time.
In 3 weeks, so 6 weeks.
Right.
I will tell the guy, we will help the scouts, but only... I'm trying to think. And what kind of missions would you guys want to do for the scouting? Like, actual scouting? Just transportation? Like, I was thinking just transportation. Like, if we're going to a planet, they like, hey, deliver this package, we'll be like, okay, fine.
So package delivery is usually going to be handled by one of the Suleiman class scouts. The HighnDry is an A2 hero class far trader, and it is a part of their logistics division. So generally, it is for delivering supplies to small scout bases, and it could be anything from spare parts to food to luxury items for scouts that are stuck in these godforsaken little bases with little to no entertainment. A case of booze and a box of porn DVDs is going to go a long way for these guys. So that's really what the logistics arm would be. So if, occasionally you might be tasked with giving passage to a scout, or dropping off a crew of scouts for an outpost in addition to whatever cargo that you were to deliver, and then the other scouts that are being relieved would board again, and you would drop them off at the nearest scout base, and they can go about their business from there. That's the type of thing that they're talking about. So it wouldn't be actual scouting or exploration missions. It would be strictly, logistics stuff.
What kind of retrofits or upgrades would you be giving the ship for free when we bring it back here?
Well, they would be doing a refit. Let me just double check. I looked at this before, but let me refit.
And Zerdy's head kind of just seeing, is the strings of being part of the scout service worth it?
Is it worth it? No, you're right, because we could just go into debt.
Yeah.
Like, we could just go for like a better ship and just go into debt and pay for it and do space trucking. I played Elite Dangerous.
So that's what this ship is. The ship is for space trucking. So the refit would bring it up to a typical stock functioning level. So everything that's broken on it presently would be completely repaired. Now, the vinyl on the seats are probably still going to be patched over with duct tape. The table is still going to be scratched up. There might still be a weird burning odor coming from the fresher unit. But aside from that, everything will work perfectly. He does tell you, he's like, and this is the case with any used ship that you're going to purchase. This is just the way it is. That it's 150 years old, and so it will have some quirks. You're just simply not going to get away from that. With the age of the vessels that you're going to be able to afford to purchase.
Would you be able to give us a slight discount on any kind of ship upgrades if we can afford them when we get back?
He says, "Yeah. I mean, if you wanted to make some modifications to her, typically, he looks over his computer real quick and he says, well, he says, yeah. I mean, she's got mounting points for 2 turrets." But she's stock, and so you would have to pay to put those in. But we could do that for half price if you wanted to join the Scouts.
Can we have half price at any Scout place that we're getting upgrades on, or just this place?
Yeah. No, you could do it anywhere. But I mean, you're out in the frontier. This is the Spinward Marches, son. Like, you don't want to be just going anywhere without guns. In fact, I'm surprised that she hasn't had guns on her before. But considering the last crew that had her, if any of them were as bad as they were, man, those idiots. He's like, whatever.
Well, I mean, we'll probably end up putting some firearms, some weaponry on it, but and as I'm talking, I'm just typing furiously on my my computer, and it's like, well, let's just sign this over in writing and about this discount at Scout Services, and we'll go pick her up and be back here in a couple months. It sounds like.
Sure. So he says, you want me to contact the captain of the Autumn Gold and get you berths set out for Walston?
Hey, what do you want to wait for, Casimir?
Well, I'm just saying, if we're gonna go into debt anyway, maybe let's just go into debt for a merchant trader.
I mean, so basically right now they're offering, we'll have no maintenance costs. They'll upgrade because it's not going to be up to the specs of the paper right now. It has to be retrofitted. It sounds like we're getting a permanent 50% discount on any upgrades to the ship.
If you refuel at Scout bases, then you can refuel for free.
That's another perk for working with the Scouts. I mean, especially half off all modifications. That
is good, but there's only so many.
Potentially.
But there's only 2 mod slots. No, not 2 mod slots, but it's limited, right? Whereas I'm thinking the merchant trader, it's 100 tons more. It's got way more cargo capacity. It's got better everything.
Which book are you looking at that in?
This is the Adventure Class Ships, November 23.
That's what I thought.
Page 31.
That's also cost double the price.
It's double the price, but maintenance isn't that much. I mean, we can get more out of it.
Tech level 11.
Yeah.
Well, the Far Trader is tech level 12, apparently.
Right,
but it's not. But it's just worse.
I mean,
I understand it's got a better tech level, but look, I mean, if
I'm all for a better ship, but I also...
Well, hold on. I remember there was a ship that I was looking at that I thought was really cool. The one that has like 4 modular components that you can kind of swap in and out.
Well, he just rolled double 6s, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm assuming it's a good thing.
Maybe. Let's find out. I got an 8.
So there is a a merchant trader available. And I gotta find a scout base because he only has access to what's in the scout reserves.
Right.
There's one available at Kaldabolg, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 parsecs away, coreward. That let me see, it would be. He says she's about 8 years old, and you would be looking at. She's in really good condition. Yeah, I mean they'd be willing to sell that one because she's in good condition for 73 million, 73.3960 mega credits. So considerably more than the 15 million for HighnDry.
But on the other hand, we also get like 50% more cargo space, built-in weapons, built-in a lot of stuff actually.
I mean, is that an option for us?
Well, I mean, it is at Kaldabolg. It is for sale, but I mean, he lists that it's there. You would have to go over and talk the scout service into selling it to you because you're not scouts. You have been approved already for either taking a 2-year program with HighnDry or purchasing HighnDry, but you're not automatically approved to be purchasing this merchant trader. So he's like, you're not going to get any benefits as far as service goes, and there's no guarantee that they'll even sell it to you. If one of you was an ex-scout, that might be different. That would definitely lean things in your favor. But according to this paperwork, you already have a recommendation from the Courier Alliance that says that you guys are trustworthy, and that is why you have the ability to take HighnDry should you want to, or purchase it. He goes, I'm going to be real honest. He goes, I don't give a shit what happens to HighnDry. He goes, all I know is that we've been getting nothing but complaints from Walston about getting that ship off their planet. There were complaints about the crew. There were complaints that the ship is still left down there. I don't know where it's at. You would be doing us a favor if you went and picked it up.
And and once it's off the planet, you don't particularly care what happens to it, yeah?
He goes, well, that's another story.
I'm not planning to. I'm not planning to toss it into the sun. But let's say we're to go back to the scout service in exchange for, like, so maybe perhaps recovering the ship would put us into consideration for, say, the free trader, especially if someone as highly ranked as yourself were to put in, a good word for us, that kind of thing.
That would definitely go a long ways in your favor, yeah.
All right, so do we want to recover the ship, and then just trade up for the merchant trader?
I mean, sounds like that's our best plan.
Well, first we'll recover the ship and see how that goes, and then
you're right. Maybe we'll fall in love with the ship the moment we recover. Who knows? Maybe there's like psychic ghosts there that are useful. Who knows?
Yes, that is actually an option. that actually could happen. No shit, there could be psychic ghosts.
Could they be useful though? Can we use them to chop our food or run our engines?
I doubt it. It describes them particularly as disturbing. So.
Oh well, all right. Not that useful then.
Well, I mean, it depends on who you're hauling as passengers and which stateroom is haunted.
I mean, could be a fun way to get extra money out of people. Be like, do you want to sleep in
Haunted
a
ship
haunted room or
tours.
non-haunted room?
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Okay. So yeah, let's do that. Let's recover the ship. We'll and then just trade up for the merchant trader.
Okay. All right. So he secures you berths aboard the Autumn Gold. This is a J1 free trader, and the deck layout is nearly identical to that of the ship that you're picking up. In fact, according to the paperwork that he's transferred to your mobile comms, at one point, HighnDry was just a Beowulf class free trader. It was overhauled about 100 years ago to the A2 class specifications, making it a far trader, giving it jump 2 capability. And this is pretty typical. In the modern age, which is around the 1105 era, it's pretty typical that most far traders are built that way from the beginning. But there's still plenty of the older ones that started life as a J1 free trader, Beowulf class. And so you are given staterooms up on deck 2. Staterooms are staterooms. There's no upgrade to high or luxury. This is a working cargo ship. So but it is fairly comfortable, and it's kept fairly clean, and it takes them like I said, about 6 weeks, if I remember correctly. It was about 6 weeks for you to get to Woolston. So you can add 6 weeks to your study periods.
Aha! I have in that case leveled.
All right, go ahead and roll. What did you level up in?
Telepathy, surface thoughts.
Okay, go ahead and make a telepathy plus. In this case, it wouldn't be. Make a telepathy plus psi check.
Alrighty.
Now, do you want me to do my broker roll, or do you want me to just use the?
Yeah, you can go ahead and make a broker roll because you failed last time. So.
Okay, that's a 9.
All right, so your telepathy goes up 1.
Nice. Well, telepathy telepathy goes up per power, not per globally, right?
So, yeah, that's a good question.
Because I would rather if the option to increase just all of telepathy, I'd rather do that. Obviously.
Yeah. So each of those powers. So telepathy in and of itself is a skill, and all of those things below it, it's dependent on how you use it. Life detection or whatever. So yes, the entire telepathy would go up by 1.
Okay, all right. I can see why you said that. It's more powerful. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, never mind then. Then just telepathy goes up by 1. Neat.
And poor Zerzi failed again. What about Audrey?
Audrey got to vac suit 0.
Excellent. Go ahead and make a vac-suit plus education check.
Case. Vac suit plus education.
No, Audrey failed. I'm gonna have to do another 8 weeks to get vac-suit 0.
Okay.
So, the journey that Autumn Gold takes. I had Autumn Gold on here. That doesn't matter. She journeys through 567-908, which is basically, it hasn't even been named. It still just has the Scout Service designation that was given to this world. Nobody's even bothered to actually go so far as to name it. There's Autumn Gold. And so, there is not a whole lot here. It is basically just a refueling stop for them. Take care of that right now. There we go. And so this is the 567-908 system. Whole lot of stuff going on here. But the world itself is actually a moon around what is referred to as a big world, or it could be referred to as a super Earth. Although it's not an Earth-like world, it's more like Mars. It's just a vast, rocky desert. Whereas the moon is not a whole lot better. And where Autumn, this is the planetary map of this moon. So it's not completely awful, but there's just not a whole lot here. A lot of mountains, a lot of grassy fields, some water. And where the port is, if you want to even call it that, is this small service area. Basically, this is basically a scout base. There is a small landing area here, right here. This is a water holding tank that both feeds water to the facility as well as for you to fuel, for the ship to fuel up, and then their fuel processors crack it for hydrogen. There is not a whole lot here. This number 7 up here is known as Mandel's Prang, and as the ship is coming into land, you can see that this is a wrecked ATV that is just partially, buried in the drifting dirt and dust of this world. Let's see. To tell you, let's take a look here. This tells me so this world is about 8,000 kilometers in diameter, has a surface gravity of 0.45, which is partially the reason why that ATV is wrecked. It has a very thin atmosphere that it is a shirt sleeves environment, but it does require that you wear a respirator. Air pressure is between 0.1 and 0.42. Hydrographics are around 16 to 25%, so there's a couple of small C's. Everything else is 0. This landing field is considered Class E. The Autumn Gold is planning to only be here for as long as it takes to refuel, and then they are jumping for the 100 diameter limit, which would be 800,000 kilometers from the planet. So, you can go ahead and wander around if you want. You can go in, and there is a canteen. Number 5 is a canteen and a series of rec rooms that the scouts here kind of use for their only entertainment. Sometimes every week, once a week, they have a movie night. But there's like a pool table in there. There's some dart boards, a couple of arcade games, including Super Chicken Puncher, Pro.
Oh yeah, Super Turkey Puncher.
And, and they've got a small bar in there. Aside from that, there's just not a whole lot going on here. Autumn Gold is going to be here for probably the next 6 hours until her tanks are full. In addition to that, it will take her an additional 5 hours to crack the water in the tanks for hydrogen. So, So about 11 hours total is the planned downtime here on this shitty little planet. Is there anything spectacular that you wanted to do here?
Try to find our ship.
Yeah, I mean, let's go. Yeah, let's.
Well, this is not where the ship is located. This is just a refueling stop of interest.
Oh.
Then no.
No, just kind of stay aboard. All right.
Oh, what do I do
Yeah.
with my? Actually, I'll ask later. Never mind.
No, go ahead.
No, I'll ask later. It's all right. Nope. I'm staying on board. Just kind of worried. Like, are we gonna have to kill this old crew? Am I gonna have to? How much work is it gonna take to get this thing flyable?
Right.
How long until its jump drive just explodes and kill us all? Like,
Okay.
Did we get to bring our cargo with us to put on the new ship?
Yes, and that
Presumably, yeah.
they are hauling that free of charge.
Okay, then. Well, then Audrey's gonna go for a joyride on the G-bike.
Okay. So on the G-bike, you have well, go ahead and make a let's see, that would be flyer grav plus dex check.
Okay. Oh, just dexterity then. Uh-oh.
So no, you're doing okay, but the low gravity here, it takes you a little bit of practice, and you can see, up here driving past Mandel's Prang, you realize what had happened. It looks like whoever was driving this ATV, and this one of the big, 6-wheeler, urban assault vehicle motorhome ATVs. Because of the low gravity, it looks like they were either bored, maybe drunk, maybe both, and they hit an area at too much speed, launched it, and it came down. It looks obvious to you as you fly over it that it hung too long in the air, and it was traveling at too high rate of speed, and it came down, busted an axle, and then just kind of ground itself into the dirt. And flying around on your grav bike, you pick up speed and altitude really fast. Now, grav vehicles, of course, are capable of going up into atmosphere, low orbit. Not recommended unless you're wearing a vac suit. But yeah, you're tooling around. Make a recon plus intellect check.
Recon plus intellect.
Okay. Yeah. So you see that there are, as you're tooling around, you get out. What is the speed on this thing? Yeah, this is your G-bike. Very fast. Very fast. Which means vehicle speed bands, very fast, between 500 and 800 kilometers per hour.
Oh.
Yeah, you can really rip it with this thing. Your cruise speed is fast, which is between 300 and 500 kilometers per hour, but you can wrench down on it and it will flat get up and move. And so you're cruising along, and with your recon check, you spot that there are in the distance, and when we're talking about, you probably get a good 10 clicks away from the scout base, and you can see that in the distance there are a couple of other ATVs that are moving around, and there seems to be some kind of survey going on. You can't, from this distance, with your recon check, you can't really make out, who they are. But you see, it looks like they're digging into the ground for something.
Oh, Audrey gets curious and wants to go over there to see what they're doing.
Okay, so you kind of veer over there, and as you get closer, you see that there are these two ATVs, and they have some kind of operation set up where they are digging into the ground. Looks like they're probably taking, you're guessing, core samples of some kind, but on the sides of the ATVs, you see that they are part of the Naasirka Corporation. And that you've heard of Naasirka before. It is a fairly ancient, well-renowned mega corporation. Has its origins date back to the Zero Circa, and so the Zero Circa was the first Imperium. So this corporation's been around a long time. They survived the Long Night. They survived the rule of man, and they're still here. So these guys are in it to win it, and they appear to be digging. There, as you get closer, though, your comms pick up that this is a private digging location. It is marked by the Naasirka Corporation, and that please maintain a 1 kilometer distance from any operations that are ongoing.
Okay, then Audrey drives back to the base.
Okay. So you get back to the base. Is anybody else doing anything while she's off doing this, or are you just studying?
Nope, I am just relaxing, or trying to.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, yeah, you're here for about... Audrey gets back, stows her bike, and once again... as I get back to where I was... Here we go. Autumn Gold gets back on her way and goes once more through Bowman, and you end up finally coming out into the Woolston system. There it is. Once again, Woolston is a moon of this large gas giant that is really close in system around this M2 Type 5 star called Albin star. And it is close enough that some of the outer gases of this large gas giant are kind of stripped away from the gravitic pull of the M2 and kind of sucked into the star. But Woolston is a moon of this large gas giant, and it's kind of its orbit is in that perfect egocentric position where it never has to worry about being pulled through that gas cloud that's being siphoned off. And it also, because of where it's at, it gets a moderate amount of sunlight reflected from the gas giant itself, but not necessarily directly from Albin star. And so what you end up with is a little bit chilly, little bit wet world. And this is Woolston. It is a fairly wet planet. Here. Are you guys doing any kind of... Are you looking up any library information on Woolston before you arrive, or are you just going to figure it out when you get down to the planet?
Maybe look at a map of the planet.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe see if we can hang out at the local watering hole.
Okay. Anybody who wants to do any library research, go ahead and make an electronics, computers, plus intellect or education check.
Ooh, okay. I can do Electronics, yeah. Or maybe look at news reports if there were any stories about a ship crashing somewhere.
Oh, Zerzy nailed it.
Nice.
So yes, so initially the basic information comes up is that Walston has a Class C starport. It does not have a high port, but it does have a Class C down port. It is about 8,000 kilometers in diameter. Again, 0.45 Gs for gravity, so you're going to have a little bit of a pep in your step. Has a thin atmosphere, but it does not require a filter or respirator. In the past week, the Autumn Gold has adjusted their internal atmospheric processors, kind of lightening that atmosphere gently, so that by the time you reach Walston, you're acclimated to that atmosphere. It is thin, 0.43 to 0.47, but it does not, or I'm sorry, thin tainted, 0.43 to 0.7. It's you can breathe it, but a filter is recommended because of the taint in the atmosphere. I said taint. It is 36 to 45% water. It is a wet world. Population is about, it's in the thousands, probably 1,000 plus. You find that the bulk of the population lives in one major city, but that there is a scattering of farmlands and whatnot, and along the coastlines that are out, scattered out. But the largest bulk of the population is in a couple of these small, or in one major city and then a couple of small towns. And what they call a major city is probably not. Like if you blink real hard, you'll probably be from one end to the other and not notice it.
Can I use I assume this place has a mobile comm network?
Yes, it does.
Over the whole planet?
Well,
can I?
Yes, it does, but it is fairly primitive. It's tech level 8.
I was going to say, can I just use the sensors to look for the IFF the transponder for our ship?
You can. You do not find one.
Kill me now.
So the government is self-perpetuating oligarchy, and law level is 8. Oof. Basically all bladed weapon stunners, shotguns, pretty much almost everything is banned. All visible armor is outlawed. So you'll have to be careful. Zerzy, in your when you're searching through the library access, you find that evidently there are some reports of a bit of. You find these in scout reports, and it's not really listed outwardly, but you find some traces that the population of Walston, there is some kind of not overt but covert racism towards Vargur. Like Vargur, by the humanity sophonts, are treated as less than or treated as secondary citizens. But they'll never. The report is sure to state that it's never made derogatory or directly to their face. It comes more as that if, as for instance, one report from a group of scouts landed and they had a Vargur among their crew, and the Vargur would ask a question, and the answer from the officials at the port would be directed to one of the humans. They would never really even acknowledge that the Vargur was there.
Okay. I'll be sure to let the crew know.
And Audrey, you wanted to know if there were any police reports about the previous crew?
Oh no, I mean, if there are any reports of a ship crashing on a planet, or if anyone spotted any big meteors coming down that people might have thought was something else, but was the ship that we're looking for.
So there is a report of, not necessarily a report of, or a direct report of a ship going down, but there is a report of a ship having crashed. And it doesn't list where the ship was found, but it does list that the crew was very belligerent, caused a number of problems in town, and at least two of the crew members were arrested. The third crew member paid their fine before finding transport off-world. And it lists that their destination was logged aboard a free trader or Flammarion, where you guys just came from.
Oh, so that might give us some idea of where the ship is located?
Possibly. So, on this map, there we go. This is Settlement Island, which is where the largest settlement is, the biggest city, and is where basically the capital is. And that is where Autumn Gold is going to be setting down, because that's where the starport is. The capital city is kind of the star town off of the starport. It is not the only town in the area, but as you come in, you can see that there is a fairly, you all notice there's a fairly large mountain here, and the top of the mountain, you can tell that at one point, maybe currently, you're not sure, the library computer doesn't say, but it blew its top, and there's a big crater in the top of this mountain. And you only get, a glimpse of it from the air as you fly over, and the Autumn Gold makes port at the downport. So the name of the so you make your way down to the downport, and of course, this is the first thing you have to do, since you are disembarking with your equipment, is you have to go through customs. Are you declaring now? Keep in mind, law level is 8 here. So, how are you just keeping everything packed up, or what are you doing? They're going to want to search everything.
I mean, I have a couple of odd things, but I mean, I have it all packed up. And
you can declare it. That's probably better for you than them finding it and not declaring it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll declare. I've got 2 stoolies, a laser pistol, a body pistol, a large dagger. I have some odd things like a purification globe and everything else, like HEV suit.
Yeah, they're not going to be worried about the purification globe or the HEV. I mean, the HEV suit, they're like, okay, but I mean, you don't really. That's a little overkill for Woolston, but the weapons, though, they do flag. They flag your name in the custom registry. And if you want to maintain or keep your weapons, they're going to charge you 500 credits for a temporary license. Now, that's not a license for you to just be walking around town with them, but it allows you to keep them.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Cersei's just over. He's just like, I'm here to pick up an abandoned ship, basically. Like, that's what I'm here for.
Don't call it abandoned.
Well,
we're here to retrieve scout. We're here to retrieve scout property.
So they tell you, they're like, the customs agent tells you, he goes, oh well, Yeah, he goes. We've been waiting for somebody to come pick that piece of junk up. He goes, you'll want to talk to the mayor, and in order to do that, you'll need to take the rail line to Central Lake, and once you're in Central Lake, you could talk to the planetary governor, and he can give you all the details on that. But yeah,
Is he more of a fancier kind of person or very casual?
the governor, he's it depends on what day of the week, but for the most part, we find him pretty laid back.
Right. Don't have to wear my noble clothing then. I do say that out loud too. I'm just like, yeah.
Casimir,
well, here...
are you declaring, or are you trying to hide anything?
I'm declaring pretty much almost everything. So my laser rifles, my Gauss rifles, my grenades. Obviously, I tell them, no, I'm not going to bring the grenades through your onto the actual planet. That's going to stay in the high port. I don't think I need grenades here. But basically, the only thing I'm not going to declare is my psionic dagger.
Okay.
Because that's in my cyber arm, and they don't need to know about it.
Okay. Go ahead and. That's right. It's in your cyber arm. Right. Which kind of cyber arm did you get? Is it like just the big beefy one, or?
It's the improved cyber arm, the one with 15 strength.
Gotcha. Protection +4, melee or pistol fitting. You went melee with the psionic dagger.
Yeah.
Does it say? Go ahead and make a deception plus intellect check.
Deception. Honk.
Nice.
Not bad.
So
yeah, barely.
They go over it. They obviously note your cyber arm, but they go over your, I guess, passport kind of thing, your digital entry, and they note that you are a veteran, and they even make comments about thank you for your service, etc., etc. And you are able to slide through, but they do charge you 500,000 credits for the additional weapons, plus an additional 200 credits for the grenades. And the grenades make them pretty nervous.
500 or 500,000?
Yes, 500. Yeah,
500,000. I'm not 500 plus an
but...
additional 200 for the grenades.
Right. Well, hold on. I thought that only applies if I take them out of the high port, low port.
Well, I mean, are you wanting to purchase a locker here and just keep?
Yeah, I think that would just mean, because honestly, I don't even want to bring like most of my weaponry. Like, I only really need probably like one of my laser rifles and my laser carbine, and that's it.
So then they'll just charge you the 500 credits for a temporary license for the weapons.
Yeah.
But with the idea that they'll lock the grenades up in a locker here, that you can retrieve them when you leave.
Yeah. That's more than reasonable.
What about Audrey?
Yeah, Audrey will box her guns and armor and then declare those at the port.
Okay. So if you want to keep them, it's 500 credits. Otherwise, they'll lock them up in a locker here at the starport.
Yeah, she pays the 500 credits.
Okay, so this is the Wollston starport, as basic as it is. And you are, of course, at number 1 in Starport Customs. We will pick up, and you've already been told that this, of course, is the rail line. We will pick up next week with you guys you can check out Walston's Class C Starport, or you can go and immediately purchase tickets and take the rail line to Clear Lake. What I will tell you is that the population here is really low, and so the rail line, the train only runs once a day. So, you'll have to find stuff to do until the train leaves, and then hopefully there's stuff to do in Clear Lake. But that's where the Planetary Governor is, and so we will pick up there next week at 6:00 on Wednesday night.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you very much for running.
You're very welcome. You guys have a good night.
You too.
Yep, you too.
Yep. See you guys later. Bye bye.